the chat show with Olalere. Today we have a very special guest, the next governor of Lagos State, Babatunde Olalere Gbadamosi. And today we'll be discussing on what Lagos really needs.
Well, Lagos needs a whole lot of basic things, fairly basic. Lagos needs power.
Yeah.
Lagos definitely needs water, and Lagos definitely needs better ways to get around, faster ways of getting around. We spend too much time in traffic. We spend too much energy chasing the basics. We waste a lot of our energy just getting water, getting petrol and diesel for our generators. However, in Lagos, man sleeps at 10 p.m. at night, wakes up around 6 o'clock, does all he does to get ready for work and leaves the house at 7 a.m. He gets to the office 3 hours later, 10. His job is at risk. By the time he closes at around 5 p.m., okay, he gets into traffic again, spends another 3 hours traveling home. He gets home about 8 p.m. And at that point, he has barely 2 hours before he goes to bed. The time difference between Singapore and Lagos is that the Singaporeans have, on average, almost 5 hours spare, and Lagosians have barely 2 hours. And you can see the difference in wealth between both territories. The Singaporeans are way more well off, $60,000 per capita income in 2017 against Lagos per capita income of $2,000 in 2017. And that tells the story right there. So how do we give Lagosians their time back? We sort out the transportation issues that we have. Okay, yes. We reduce travel time to around about an hour in any direction. And it used to be like that in Lagos. It can be back to that, but it needs us to apply our imagination and, as we say, borrow our self-sense.
So, Mr. Gbadamosi, what have you got in stock for the youths?
Well, the population of Lagos is roughly about 70% young people between the ages of 18 and 30. And it is these people that we're targeting when we talk about all the innovations that we're bringing to the table. We're talking about sorting out the telecoms infrastructure because we don't have wired landlines at the moment. We should. We have 3 transatlantic cables landing in Lagos, but we can't deploy because the government has decided to be the obstacle to letting the telcos deploy their landlines. We're going to end that. And by doing that, we're going to be bringing in plenty of jobs for young people, jobs that only young people can do. We're looking at jobs like call center jobs. We're looking at jobs like server farm jobs. Virtually all the websites that are hosted in that are owned by Nigerian companies, by companies in Lagos, by individuals in Lagos, are hosted on servers abroad. That's billions of dollars, getting out of the country on an annual basis. Every year on year, we lose billions of dollars to web hosting companies offshore of Nigeria. For Lagos State voters, the last election was a really harrowing experience for a lot of people. People were chased away from the polling units, ballots were burnt. We saw harrowing images across the state. Do not let that scare you. Come out on Saturday because this election actually matters far more than the last election to your next 4 years, to your children and to your children's children. Come out, vote for their future, throw the past in the past and march boldly into the future. Vote for the Action Democratic Party, vote for ADP, vote BOG as your next governor of Lagos State. Thank you.
It was amazing having you in our show, Mr. Gbadamosi. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much for having me. It was a pleasure.
Welcome. There you have it. You've heard it from the horse's mouth. Come Saturday the 9th of March, don't forget to vote for ADP. Thanks for watching, stay tuned, and thank you for watching the chat show with Olalere. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.